deep inside of the artist, there's a yearning and a desire to leave something behind. Now, when you have children, you're doing the same thing. You're leaving a legacy. I think the artist also leaves a legacy, that here are things that this person lived in Texas and left these things for us to enjoy until I don't know when. Because, you know, works of art still endure after cavemen drew on the walls. They're still around to inspire and for us to enjoy. I'm Professor Paul Hatgil, and I taught at the University of Texas for a period of 34 years. Coming from Boston, hoping just to teach a couple of years to get some experience. And my wife and I, Kay, have been here since 1951. And I retired in '85 with a title that the Regents conferred on me, Professor Emeritus. In my years of teaching, I ran the gauntlet of almost every medium. I did ceramics, I painted, I did sculpture, I did mosaics, work in plastics. I remember the words of Buckminster Fuller, who designed the geodesic dome. He says, in order to be an artist or a creative person, you have to take courses in engineering, be a scientist, a philosopher, an architect. You've got to be exposed to all these things, so you have these in your little basket. So whenever you want to draw from them, they're readily available, and I think that's good. I have a church here in St. Paul's Lutheran Church. I have 4 mosaics. I did a mosaic for Mrs. Lyndon Johnson for the Fox Studio building, when that building was the KTBC building and owned by the Johnsons. I did a mosaic of the first building on the campus, and the mosaic is located in the faculty club on Guadalupe. On the business administration building on the campus, I did 50 ceramic reliefs, each one 3 by 5 feet, that encircle the top of the building. And most people don't see it because they don't look up, you know, and they don't realize how large they are. But they're abstract symbols that relate to the round circle in our society, in our life. Buttons and things in the computer, everything's a button. So I have a lot of circles. Even in some of my paintings I use a circle. When I retired, I wanted to do something that I hadn't done in some medium. And I came across a medium called encaustic. And it comes from the Greek meaning to burn. Like caustic is something that burns. From my welding days on the Liberty ships. See, I get it real low. Now this also serves as a paintbrush. Now if you come on close, you'll see what happens.
That's amazing.
This wax, after it ages, it's almost indestructible. Now I can take my paintings and try to melt them with a blowtorch. They'll char, but they won't melt, even though they're done in wax. Yeah, I'm actually the first generation Greek. My parents came to this country to make a better life for their children. How can you discount not being influenced by art when just walking the streets of Greece, you see all sorts of monuments and links to your heritage. I enjoyed my teaching because it allowed me to work on a one-to-one basis on students who loved what they were doing, you know, and interested in advancing themselves in a field that they've always wanted to pursue. And that's a great thing. And I tried mostly to give them and impart as much information as possible on my own experiences, because they can read books about artists, but they can't find out about problems in studio art as it applies to the outside world. And the way I used to grade, I didn't grade alone. I graded with the students. We'd put all the work up front, line it up, put your work up there, and I'd ask students, okay, Benedict, I want you to pick out any piece in there, and I want you to talk about it, not your own. And she would say, well, I see this and I like this, but I don't care for this. And then the other students would chime in. And then at the end, I would interrupt and say, well, look, these are my feelings about it, right? So it was a very democratic thing that was going on, right? I wasn't a dictator in class. To do something that's never been done before and highly individual, it's a great feeling to arrive at something, a sort of a serendipity, to make a discovery that you alone did it.
Become a Docublogger. Log on to Docubloggers.org to share your opinions and story ideas, or get out your camera and create your own Docublog.